So I know I put up an incentive for the costume select, but I don't know if it got any traction or not. I don't know what costume I should be using when I start.
It didn't get any traction,
All right,
so you can.
that's fine. Yeah,
Add
I'll just do the RPD outfit because I think that's probably what most people would want to see. All right.
Okay.
All right.
So whenever you're ready,
All right.
I'll give you a countdown start for 5.
All right. Just let me know.
Okay. Ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Unless you have any questions before.
No.
Okay,
That's it.
Okay. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Resident Evil.
All right. Hi,
4.
I'm Mike. I'm going to be doing a run of Resident Evil 4 on professional. This is new game, so I'm just going to be having the inventory the game gives me at the beginning. And we're going to go in this house and kill this guy, because that's what we need to do to advance the game. Shoot him 4 times. And what we're going to do is we're going to reload right at the edge there when the cutscene starts. And if we reload before the cutscene starts, it's going to make it so we cancel the reload effectively. And it's a little bit faster than doing the full reload animation. We're going to shoot this crow, get ourselves a grenade. And we're just going to run now all the way to the village. So let me explain real quick how Pro works. This game has a dynamic difficulty system, which basically means the difficulty of the game changes based on how you're performing. That's how it works on normal, at least. And it has a specific value called a difficulty value. And on normal, there's a strat involved called DA, which is difficulty adjustment, which you would use to intentionally lower your difficulty. But on professional, none of that is relevant. The game is always at the highest difficulty, so enemies are always just going to be really, really aggressive with us. They're going to try and attack us from really far away, as you're going to see. And we also take more damage, and more enemies are going to spawn in specific rooms. So we went ahead and killed that guy. We changed our inventory around, and we're going to be running with the grenade for a little bit. So normally this sequence takes about several minutes long. It's very chaotic, but we're going to go ahead and end it with just 2 quick grenades. We're going to pick up the shotgun, pick up the second grenade, and we're going to run back outside. Alright, we're going to set up for the second nade. Hopefully it'll work. And we're going to use some iframes for vaulting over that fence right there to make it so we don't take any damage. And there we go, the sequence is over. So that grenade toss is actually pretty tricky. It takes it's a very specific timing that you need to do, and you also need to make it so you throw it at a specific angle. But with enough practice, it's pretty simple. So we're going to go ahead now and get ourselves this pendant right here. We're going to need to get some money. And as you may have noticed, I'm running this game on keyboard and mouse right now. Which, right now, like, running the game is, like, the way you choose to run it is kind of up to preference if you want to use a gamepad or a keyboard and mouse. In my opinion, keyboard and mouse is a faster overall and just more preferable. But, a lot of people prefer to play controller because that's the way they've always been playing it since the game came out originally on GameCube. I'm currently playing it on Steam, the 2014 release, which is called like the Ultra HD edition. So there's a trick here you can do when you dodge that boulder to make it so you roll into the tree. It's very, very difficult to do, and it saves about a second. In a normal run, I would always go for it, but since this is a marathon run, I'm going to just play a bit like a scaredy cat and just play that one a bit safe. Okay, so we're coming up on the end of this first chapter, which there are, I think, 17 of in the entire game. I'm going to go ahead and shoot these wires just a tiny bit and save our good friend Lewis. Alright. So now we're on 1-2, which is also, like 1-1, it's kind of annoying. It didn't seem annoying, but if you're running this game a lot, these first 2 or 3 splits can be very, very frustrating to do. So we're going to go ahead and bait out an attack from that guy and just keep running. So as you can see, I'm picking up a lot of ammo on the way, which is going to come into play later. Right now, we're mostly just sticking to our handgun because that's all we need, really. But when we get to some segments later, we're going to start using some different weapons. And for then, the additional ammo we get is going to be kind of instrumental. Okay. So we're just gonna get these 2 treasure pieces so we can unlock the door. We're gonna shoot this barrel through the sandbag to knock this guy out, so we don't have to worry about him. That's the second treasure right there, and we're just gonna drop down to the door. Yeah, this room can also be kind of tricky. Some of the enemies can just do strange things, but luckily they're all being pretty nice right now, which very nice. They're usually not when I'm doing PV attempts. Alright, I'm gonna try to open this door at a specific angle, and we got it. So if you open that door at the angle that I just did, that guy will point at you, which is good, because then you don't have to bait out an attack from him or shoot him a tiny bit faster. I'm gonna reload here, some more iframes, and then just keep on going. These 2 boys out here, but if we run in this angle right here, they can't hit us, and we're just gonna keep going. And over here, we're gonna pick up another pendant to sell to the merchant, so we have some money to buy some rocket launchers, which I'll explain it right now. There's a merchant in this game that you can buy a lot of stuff from. You can upgrade your weapons also, but we're not going to upgrade any weapons. We're not going to buy any case upgrades or anything like that. We're just going to basically just be buying rocket launchers, because rocket launchers are the most overpowered weapon in New Game. So that's what we want to just deal with most of the bosses pretty quickly. So just going to keep on trucking here. There's this chainsaw guy out here. You can actually just run past him, as you're going to see me do. You can just run past all these guys, actually. And I'm going to run over here in this specific line, and I'm going to hope this guy is going to the left. Oh, he didn't. He's not being a good boy. Okay. That was actually a pretty scary pattern I got. That guy running in the middle means I basically have to shoot him. If he runs to the far left, that means you can just run past all the enemies, which is preferable, because it's faster than stopping to shoot that first guy. Okay. We're back at the village, and we're now going to open this door. We're going to go here. So, some more downtime here. I'll go ahead and explain the rest of the merchant. So, we're only going to do a couple of inventory changes throughout the game. We don't do a major one until, like, 3-1, which is quite a bit way in. So we're going to sell all that, all the treasures we picked up, and we're going to buy ourselves a rocket launcher. And we're going to just put it nicely into that little space we have it for it down in the case. And we're going to go ahead and get a grenade from this nest right here, which we're going to need for later. We're picking up all these nades also. Those are also very instrumental for dealing with some upcoming segments. And now we're going to get another nade right here. It's going to be an incendiary from this nest. As you've noticed, these nests that are scattered throughout the village area, they usually tend to have really good stuff. And that is something that never really happens. You usually never get staggered there. It was probably a movement error that I made, but it's no big deal. As long as I didn't get hit. That's the most important part. Okay. And we're just going to keep going. A nice thing about Professional is that one guy will always drop over. You can do this part very, very fast on Professional compared to normal and easy, where the enemies are much more passive and slow. You have to be much more careful then, ironically enough. On Professional, you can just run past everything, because they're all very, very fast, and they just are very predictable in their movement. So we shot that crow to get ourselves a flash, which we're also going to need later. And we have another boulder chase coming up here. Doing these QTEs on 60 FPS is, it can be very tough for some of them. It's tougher than on 60, or on 30, I mean. I don't know why, that's just the way the game was programmed. This game on 60 is very weird, but it is faster overall. We're just going to go ahead and shoot these wires here. If I did it correctly, this guy should point at me. There we go. Usually he'll try to run up to you and grab you, but if you run in a specific line, he'll point at you. And we're just going to keep on going. And coming up, we have the first boss of the game, which, ironically enough, is probably the hardest for the speedrun. Because you can't cheese him. You just have to do the fight perfectly. It's very, very tough, actually, especially when you're learning the game. And another issue is, He's very random as well. He likes to do some patterns which will cost you a lot of time when you're doing PB attempts or just any run in general. Like, he can just dive very, very early, and just that'll cost you 15 to 20 seconds if he does that. We're going to hope he doesn't do that. We're just going to hope he's a good boy and just doesn't dive at all. That's what we want right now. It's going to take 12 harpoon hits to kill this guy. He looks like a fish, but he's actually a salamander, so we're going to get 2 more harpoon hits in right here. Oh, he's doing a weird pattern. All right, he's going to pop out on the right here. Additional hit there, and we're going to move our boat to the right here. An additional hit right here. And we're just going to keep moving the boat right. All right, he's a good boy. He's not diving. That's good. That's the point where he likes to dive, but he's being nice right now, fortunately enough. And he's being a very good boy. Okay, so that's the other place where you can dive. We actually got a perfect logo pattern, which is very rare. Very, very rare. This run is actually very good right now. This is a very good run right now. I'm actually surprised. Like, there's been no shenanigans that have happened so far besides that stagger I got at the beginning of that split. Okay. So, now that we finished that, it's nighttime. We passed out for a while. And the village map has changed now, and it's going to introduce these new enemies called Plagas, which we're going to see here in a moment. They're the tentacle things that pop out of the villagers, as you can see right there. They're very powerful and scary, but that one we can just run past. But later on in the run, there's going to be some who are very annoying. Okay. We're just going to run straight here. We're going to grab this grenade. It's in this barrel. Turn around and do some box shots here. So we like to do these box shots when we're standing up here, actually, because it's easier to shoot all of them. And this is another part. This is another part where keyboard and mouse kind of shines. You can do those shots a lot faster with keyboard and mouse compared to a gamepad. I did miss a shot though, which is kind of unfortunate, but it's all good. Okay, so we're gonna go running up here to hit that lever that's up there, as you can maybe see, so we can get past the waterfall. And there is a glitch here on 30 FPS that makes it so you can clip out of bounds, but it doesn't work on 30, so we have to do this the legit way. You would jump down from that ledge over there, and it would clip you out of bounds, and you would just skip all this stuff right here. And it is faster, but it's not that much faster than just doing it legit. As you can see, I just baited out 2 attacks right there and just ran past that gang of folks right there. Just keep running here, and coming up is the second boss of the game, who as you're gonna see is very, very difficult. It's insanely hard. If you thought Del Lago was hard, then you got another thing coming. This guy is truly the pinnacle of skill, as you're gonna see. So this is another merchant we're gonna skip. We actually skip a lot of merchants in this game. We only really go to them when we need a rocket launcher or we need to buy a new weapon or something like that. Okay, so this is the El Gigante. So what we're going to do is we're just going to hold right and then shoot him. Unfortunately, I did shoot myself. That is something I did wrong, but it's fine. I usually don't make that mistake, but yeah. All you got to do is just shoot him with a rocket launcher. Okay, so losing my first aid is kind of scary. I like to save it for this part coming up called the cabin sequence, which is probably the most random part of the run besides another part coming up later. It's very nice to have your first aid for there because it's very easy to get hit here. And as you see, I just ran past those dogs. As long as you're not running in a straight line towards them, then they won't do anything to you. So you can just run away from them. You can also point your camera up and they won't do anything to you. I don't know, these dogs are not as smart as the RE1 dogs, for example. So we're gonna do a puzzle right here, 2, 3, 1. Most of these puzzle combinations, when you really break it down, are actually very simple. Like the solution, I mean, when you break it down to numbers. When you're doing it casually, it might require a lot more thought. And right here, we're introduced to Ashley, who is the best part of this game. I think everyone can agree. And the game kind of becomes an escort mission now. We're gonna take her over here.
Leon, shoot those barrels on that wagon.
We're not gonna do what she says. We're just gonna keep on running. You don't need to shoot the barrels on the wagon like she says. Just keep on running. And we're gonna have Ashley for a lot of the game, but she's not with us for as much as you think. When you casually play the game, you might think, oh man, Ashley's with us for so long. The game is an escort mission for so long, but if you actually look at how long she is with you, she's not around for that long. Alright, so we're gonna do a trick here where we open the door slowly, take 2 steps forward, and then run, and Ashley is gonna run in a straight line and not gonna get stuck on anything. We're gonna do another trick here. Hopefully it'll work. Oh, nice. So we were able to run past that guy because he did the right pattern. Usually you have to bait out an attack from him. Okay. And we're gonna do some specific movement right here to make it so nobody can grab us.
Follow me.
The enemies will be nice. Wait for Ashley, jump over. And that wait follow we did, something I should explain right now. When you tell Ashley to wait and then follow you, it'll actually aggro enemies from really far away, which we can use to move enemies in like very specific positions like we did just there. We got those 2 enemies to beat to the far left, which was very advantageous to us. And now we have cabin, which I'll explain once I finish this first part of the sequence.
Are you trying to kill me?
It is very difficult, actually. Like, I'm not being sarcastic or anything. Come on, grab him. Thank you, sir. Okay, so we're basically going to be letting these guys in. We're going to be hitting Lewis a couple times and pointing our gun at him so he doesn't shoot enemies, so enemies can come in. And we're going to be using these grenades right here to kill them quickly because the way cabin works is, here, one sec.
Are you trying to kill me? Me, them.
Hope they grab him right there. Got grabbed, nice.
Thanks, Leon.
So for some reason, whenever an enemy grabs Lewis, all the enemies around you will become very passive and not do anything to you. So we want to intentionally get him grabbed. And I'm picking up all these items in a very specific order for our inventory. And the way the cabin works, so let me finish explaining it. We need to kill 40 enemies for the sequence to end. With those 4 grenades, we killed about 25, so we need about 15 more kills here. And this is where these Cloggers are very scary. You're in close range combat, and they can hit you. If they hit you, it's usually a 1-hit KO, or like you just instantly die. It's very, very scary. You should be okay though. This might take a bit longer though, because I think one of my grenades didn't kill enough enemies. So here's hoping it ends soon. This is also very random. Like you'll sometimes just lose time, like 10-15 seconds on this sequence, maybe more, just because Lewis isn't killing enough enemies. Luckily, it did end right there. That's very nice. Okay. So the kills Lewis gets actually adds up to the total. I messed up. We want to go right here. So any enemy Lewis kills will add up to that 40 counter. And it takes a lot of explaining as to why it's so random, but just know, everybody really hates that part of the run. That part decides whether a lot of runs are going to be good or not. So that tends to be a major reset point, and we're going to be running away from this El Gigante now. Going to pick up all the items here. We're going to use Ashley right there to bait out the attack so he goes slower. And yeah, she's going to catch up to us. Ashley, despite what it looks, Ashley is actually very fast. She runs about 20% faster than Leon, if I recall correctly. She's a very fast girl, actually. It seems like she can't do anything, but she does run very fast. And it's actually used quite a lot in New Game Plus. You'll just like have her catch up to you and stuff. It's tough to explain because you do some glitches in New Game Plus that you wouldn't do here. Alright, coming up to the gondola. This is an auto scroller, so we're just gonna take out our pistol and just gonna shoot these guys. So yeah, this is like a laser downtime part of the run. You just shoot one shot, they just fall off. And you can hear a thumping sound, like they just landed somewhere, but as you see, their bodies just go to the abyss. You can see the weapons they drop, though, at the bottom. Which is kind of weird. Okay, just gonna keep on shooting these guys. Something I'm gonna do towards the end here is I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of all my handgun ammo just to clear up my inventory. Because when we go to the next merchant, we're actually gonna be doing some major inventory adjustments. So we don't want to sell. We want to sell the least amount of stuff that we can. Okay, we're good. We're gonna go ahead and equip our incendiary right there. We're just gonna wait now. So all these incendiaries we've been picking up throughout the village, we're actually going to be using them to kill the next boss very fast. It's his name is Mendez. We call him the Big Cheese. It's like the nickname that Lewis gives him at the beginning of the game. So coming up on it, and something I might as well explain right now. In this game, when you're running around with a grenade or a rocket launcher or nothing equipped at all, Leon actually runs a tiny bit faster. He runs around 4% faster. So when he's doing this running animation right here, he's actually running faster than if you were running with, say, a pistol or a rifle, etc. So this is it right here. We're going to do his QTE. We're going to kill him really, really fast. We're going to throw this one grenade right here in between this fire and this barrel so we can hit him with both at the same time. And he's going to die right there. Yeah, when you're playing casually, that boss is pretty tough. But in the speedrun, he's kind of a pushover, thankfully. I don't know, like, it's kind of weird that they put him in a burning barn when he's weak to incendiaries, which are fire grenades. I don't know. It's very strange. So yeah, that's kind of like a blink or you'll miss it type boss. That said, though, there is a bit of RNG involved with Mendez. He can potentially, so when you throw the first two incendiaries, you get a cutscene, and you throw a third incendiary at him, and then he can do 3 different patterns, each of which is fast. There's one that's faster than all of them, but he rarely ever does it, unfortunately. I actually did some testing and found out he does the slowest pattern, which is about a 10% chance. He does the fastest pattern about 20% of the time, and then he does the medium pattern, which I got, which is like kind of in between slow and fast. He does that around 70% of the time, so that's often what you'll get, but you usually hope you'll get the fast pattern. And we're going to go ahead and finish up Village right here. Just putting in this fake eye that we got from him. Alright, and we're going to spawn this truck that's going to try to ram us right here. With some precise aiming, though, we can take care of him really quickly, though. There we go, got him. And, yeah, that's Village. So, we're just going to run past that now. We can actually leave Ashley right here, and she'll get grabbed. But as long as you hit this trigger for the last cutscene, she teleports right next to you again, despite what it looks like. And she's with us again. She knows how to teleport. That's a special power that she has.
Got some red.
Alright, so I'm gonna do a bit of shopping here. So as you saw, we sold both the handgun and the shotgun because we don't need them anymore. And we got ourselves a rifle and another rocket launcher plus a TMP. A TMP in this game is basically an upgraded handgun. It does the same thing but better. So we're going to take out our rifle right here. I'm going to scope this guy right over here. And it's actually important that we kill this guy because on this part coming up right here, we don't want him shooting his mortars at us. We want to be safe while we're turning the crank. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and bait out this additional mortar right here, as you see. It didn't stagger us, which is nice. And oh, I got staggered by that one. That's kind of unfortunate. You hope you don't get any staggers. And we're gonna leave Ashley there, and she's gonna get grabbed. And that's fine. As long as that enemy's not on us, it's okay. So when we actually fired his cannon to blow up the door, it's actually going to despawn all the enemies, so Ashley's actually going to be perfectly okay, and unfortunately, we'll have to finish the game with her. So as you can see, she's running back towards us there. I'm going to tell her to wait so she doesn't body block, because if you have her come to you, she could potentially do some weird stuff, so it's kind of just a nice little optimization. And we're going to do this room really fast. We're going to run up here, grab this first sword. So basically what you need to do for this puzzle is replace each of the swords with one another. We're going to come back in here. We're going to pick up this other sword. Put the first one we picked up in there. Run back upstairs. Put the other one in, and there we go. That's that room. And here we have a pretty tricky room, actually. We're going to run over here to grab ourselves the key that we need to exit. So we're going to run to the right of these guys for some manipulation. So grab this herb for safety, and then get ourselves the key. We're going to shoot this TMP right here at the barrel. Get rid of these guys. Alright. It's looking like we're getting some nice RNG, which is nice. I think we got nice RNG. Yeah, we're good. Nice. This room is a little bit random. Enemies can do some very strange stuff, and a lot of runs have died here, so it's kind of nice that they were being nice to us. And here we have the Chimera wall that goes up, and basically we need to go find 3 pieces to go unlock that door, so that's what we're going to do. So coming up we have this mini-boss, which is the Gyarados. A lot of people call him Wolverine. And he's a pretty scary fight if you're playing casually, but we can do him pretty fast in the run. He's actually a pretty hard fight, I should say. A lot of people have trouble with him. So, gonna equip our rifle, put in the treasure piece, and we're gonna break that barrel because it has an incendiary that we want to pick up in a bit. And here is the fight. There we go. So as long as you shoot him 4 times in the Plagas, the weak point he has in his back, and then get a body shot with the rifle, it'll kill him. So we have that nice little strat there to do. Oh, unfortunately this guy didn't run away from me, so I'm going to have to pull out my PMP here. I'm going to have to do some backup. It's fine though. That was my fault, but it's okay. Alright, coming up we have Water Hall. The infamous Water Hall. This is probably what a lot of people regard as the hardest room in the run. The hardest room in the game, I should say. A lot of people have nightmares about this room, and it's actually very difficult in the run as well. So we're going to go ahead and shoot those four dudes so they don't bug us. And then we're going to equip the TMP, and basically just use the TMP for crowd control while we go down here and unlock the lever that we need. So gonna be hoping for some nice patterns here. We got one guy down here. Alright. They're actually being very annoying right now. We should be okay though. Yeah, we're okay. Alright. They're being a little bit weird, but we're okay. As you can see, I'm just using the TMP to hold all these guys back. And we're just going to run past these guys now. Uh-oh. Right. Ashley got hit, but it's okay. It's okay.
Look, there's
That's
a
not
crack
supposed
over
to
there.
happen, but we're okay. Alright. And we're going to reset checkpoint there, and it's going to despawn all the enemies. So now we are on to the second part, which is an auto-scroller. And this is the part where your aiming skills can really shine, as you're going to see. Hopefully
Watch out
we'll
for
see.
me.
Hopefully I don't make any dumb mistakes. Alright, we're gonna shoot this first guy. This guy. This guy. And this guy. And this guy. And then these two guys. There we go. All headshots. As you're seeing, this is why we get the rifle. It's just such a powerful weapon that we can use. We can abuse it pretty heavily to just get headshots on all these enemies so they don't bother us at all. And we're gonna kill this guy as well. We're gonna run down here, and we're gonna set up for another shot when this guy comes in. Kill this guy as well. Use a rifle shot to break his base. Nothing good, unfortunately. There's a bit of RNG here of what the vases can drop. And we're going to shoot this running guy here. We don't actually have to kill him. We just have to shoot him to stop him from running. You can just, like, stagger him and he'll stop running. And if you don't shoot that guy, he'll actually be able to grab Ashley, which we don't want. And we're going to go ahead and break these two vases down here. Got some money. And a grenade. We want the grenade. The grenade is the important thing. And we need that for a part coming up later. We're going to run over here now. And grab our first aid. Okay. And the first aid is more so for safety. It's just really nice to have for the upcoming segments. And now we're just going to wait for Ashley. And we're done. We're going to drop down, we're going to pick her up, and we're going to leave. And that's Waterhall done and done. Like I said, that part is much harder than it looks. Like, much, much harder. When you're first learning this game, this room is by far like one of the hardest parts to learn in the entire run, and even just getting good at it takes a long, long time. Wait. Okay. And we can just leave Ashley there, and we're gonna trigger the end of this chapter right here. So Ashley has been kidnapped, so we're by ourselves again, and right here we're gonna be introduced to probably the most annoying enemy in the entire game, at least for speedrunning. These are Novistadors. They're these invisible bugs right here who can grab you and swipe you and kick you. They're really, really annoying. They're also very random. As you'll be seeing, I'm going to be turning my camera away so they can't, like... Oh, no. I made a mistake there. Okay, that's okay. I made quite a mistake by not picking up that TMP ammo, but it's fine. So I'm turning my camera to... I'm turning my camera so they'll preferably give me a good pattern. Oh, we might have a gentleman Novistador. Oh, very nice. Nice, nice, nice. Okay, so that enemy doing that is very, very nice, actually. He held the door open for us, so we didn't actually have to open it again. If you do some precise movement in this room, you're usually pretty safe, but there's a couple of spots that are very sus. But luckily, we got a good pattern. So yeah, if you turn your camera... The enemies can only do a swipe attack at you. So that's why you see me turning my camera a lot at the Novistadors. It's basically to just manipulate their AI. But the upcoming Novistadors, they aren't going to be as susceptible to that, unfortunately. We're going to use a flash here to skip this cutscene. Just keep on running. Yeah, if you drop down without dropping a flash, then you'll get a cutscene of like them pointing at you, you know, and them running away, and it takes like I think 4 or 5 seconds for the cutscene to play. So it's kind of nice to have an additional flash to skip that. Okay. So like I said, me not getting the TMP ammo is actually kind of scary. I'm hoping I'll luck out and an enemy will drop it at some point, but even if that doesn't happen, I think I'll be okay. I've been in this situation before. Okay, we're going to flash all these guys. We're going to drop down. We're going to shoot this guy 3 times in the head. You can potentially kill him in 2 hits if you get a crit on him, which is kind of rare. And we're going to use the barrel to kill these guys. Doesn't look like I lucked out, unfortunately. And we're going to go ahead and try to grab this before this guy comes on up. Alright. Grab the key from him. Right. I thought that was maybe some TMP ammo, but I was mistaken. Okay. Uh-oh. I messed up. So the combination for this is 1, 2, 3, 4, but I made a doo-doo, so have to press 2 twice, which wastes a bit of time, but it's okay. So we're gonna run right here. We're gonna run past this dude. We're gonna hopefully run past all these enemies. This room's a little bit sketch also. The enemies in this room are a little bit random. Hopefully they kill the bald guy. Them killing the bald guy at the beginning is very important, actually. Alright. Alright, unfortunately these 2 guys are still alive, so I'm gonna have to kill one. Fortunately he dies in 3 hits. Alright. I can make it past this guy. Alright. I was debating whether or not I can run past that guy. I don't know how far up he was, but fortunately we can just run past him. And I equipped the rocket launcher because we're going to be doing a lot of running right now. So it's kind of nice to be able to just have that additional movement speed if you're going to be running for so long. We're going to pick up some treasures here. Nice. And yeah, just keep on running. So coming up is another part that a lot of people are pretty scared of, and that's the dog maze. And this part can indeed be a little bit sus in the speed run, but these dogs like 98% of the time don't do anything. As long as you don't run in a straight line, they can't do anything to you, as you see right here. These dogs are not as smart as their Resident Evil 1 and 2 counterparts, fortunately enough. Alright, we're going to grab this first treasure right here, and we're going to drop down. As you can see, if you're running this game, you know how to do like the entire maze, just memory-based. It's not that hard, actually. I'm going to be pointing my camera up here to avoid any potential shenanigans that could happen. Grab the second treasure, quick turn. Alright. Point my camera up again. I'm gonna drop down. And that's the dog maze. Done. Alright, so we're gonna go back to the door we needed to unlock here. Re-equip our TMP. Combine these 2 and open it, and there we go. Alright. So now, I'm going to pick up this green herb just for safety, because I had to use one earlier on Ashley. So we're just going to shoot that bell right there, shoot the wine bottle, and get this flash grenade over here. Uh-oh. Alright, never mind. Yeah, we're super good. That room can be a little bit tricky sometimes. You can potentially get memed a little bit. Okay. We're gonna shoot these 3 guys in the legs to incapacitate them. As you can see, this is why the TMP is so good, by the way, in speedrunning. You have a lot of ammo, and you can use all that ammo to just incapacitate all these enemies. Uh-oh. Hopefully I don't get grabbed. We're good. Okay. So something a little bit scary is that I don't have too much ammo left for my TMP, but I think I'll be okay. Uh-oh. I don't want to open that. Alright. We're gonna free Ashley again. We're gonna quickly kill all these guys. Didn't get good RNG. If that guy does a different death animation, this room is like slightly faster. Go ahead and reload there, and we're gonna set ourselves up around here for that grenade. So that grenade we picked up earlier, we're gonna use to clear this room really fast.
The door's locked. I can't open it.
This wave of dudes right here is gonna spawn. We're gonna shoot this red zealot in the leg. Grenade. Hopefully that works. Right, it worked. Nice. Gonna pick that stuff up. We're gonna go over here and pick up the spinel. Hopefully I can pick it up in time. There we go. Getting that spinel from that vase is actually it's actually pretty strict, the timing on it, I mean. Alright. You don't really have much time to get it, but it does help if you get it money-wise, because we need a lot of money for later on. Okay. Gonna go ahead and play as Ashley now. This part's pretty straightforward, but it can be a little bit tricky sometimes. That beginning part with the grenade toss is probably the hardest part of this chapter, but you get the occasional bad like not RNG. You get the occasional shenanigans in this chapter though. All right, we're gonna press these 3 buttons. Unfortunately, when we're playing as Ashley, our movement is not as good as it is with Leon. So that's why you're seeing me physically turn like a lot. With Leon, there's a trick called quick turning you can do, which is done by tilting your camera and then like pressing the aim button, and then Leon will snap in that direction. Since Ashley has nothing equipped, you unfortunately cannot do that. All right, this puzzle right here. When you're playing casually, that puzzle is really tough, but if you move all the pieces around counterclockwise, you solve it. And I'm gonna go ahead and grab some treasures, and we're gonna leave now. All right. So another thing to note here with the QTEs in this game, if you just mash all the possible QTE inputs, then the game will pick it up immediately, and you just do it without even thinking about it, kind of. At least on 60. On GameCube, it's a bit trickier than that. So as you're seeing, I'm just mashing all the QTE options, and I just do the QTE immediately. It's a little bit brain dead. It's not hard at all. It's gonna be pretty important later on. Okay. So gonna go ahead and finish up with Ashley here. And we're coming up to the midway point of the run, actually. Alright. The split coming up is probably, in my opinion, it's the hardest one in the entire run. It's also the longest one. It's about a 10-minute long split. It's pretty brutal. Has a lot of very difficult rooms. Hopefully we'll be okay, though. Okay. So we're back as Leon. We got Ashley again. And you only have Ashley for about half this chapter, actually. You don't have her for very long. She's actually not too bad in this chapter. Like, there's not really many areas where she can be a difficulty, I should say. All right. Gonna go ahead and do the foundry room right here. If you're asking why a castle has a room full of lava, I don't know why either. It just looks cool. This is also where to run. The game, I should say, just becomes kind of stupid. I got a very good drop here. Getting that TMP drop was actually very, very good. Okay. Saved by RNG. So that'll make up for the TMP ammo I wasn't able to pick up earlier. Okay. So shoot that chain twice and you're done. And I'm gonna go ahead and get this last Chimera piece right here. And we're gonna reload right here. The enemy can't do anything. He's gonna run up against a wall if you reload over there. We're gonna bait out a grab, and we're gonna run over here. Just get back on the carousel. This room's pretty straightforward, fortunately enough. It's mostly dictated by the cycles on the carousel in the middle. So if you make a mistake, you can potentially lose a lot of time if you miss a cycle on the carousel, because then you have to wait for it. But you rarely ever make mistakes in that room once you've been running this game for a while. Okay, we're getting on this little roller coaster that I forgot what he's called, the Castellian, the guy who owns the castle, put in. His name is Salazar. He's one of the antagonists of the game. We haven't been seeing him much because we're skipping all the cutscenes. Gonna go ahead and re-equip our TMP there. And gotta go put all these pieces in while we're at it, because we're gonna need our TMP quite a bit for this upcoming part right here. Get on another minecart. If one roller coaster wasn't enough, there's 2 of them in this castle. And we're gonna go to the first Grail room, which is a classic RE tradition, which is pushing statues around. So we're gonna go ahead and push these 2 right here. That should be good.
Wait,
Hopefully Ashley doesn't get some hover boots on. You can leave Ashley staying on that lever, right, or that button, I should say there. But she'll sometimes levitate and not push him. It's kind of weird. Just additional little thing this game has on 60 FPS at least. It's just it's a funny little thing. Okay. Gonna shoot these two guys who have been living in this wall their entire life. Shoot them with the TMP and they're gone. Pick up this chessboard because we need some money from it. And the Grail, which we need to continue the game. Again, you're seeing how useful the TMP is in this game, man. It is so useful. Just for all this general purpose stuff. It's really, really nice to have. Okay. And coming up, we have a pretty difficult room.
Wait.
This is the night room, where we have to fight these plagas who are possessing these suits of armor. We're just gonna use the rifle to cheese them, hopefully. Hopefully I don't miss any shots. I've run this game enough that I should be fine. As you can see, making use of how good quick turning is in this game. Just snapping to each one's head. Just getting free headshots. I'm gonna reload, pick up all those items. And we're gonna kill this next wave right here. And as you see, every Plagas in this game dies immediately from a flash. So we're just exploiting that to kill these guys really, really fast. And we're done. Okay. So coming up, we have what is probably the most random room in the game. This is like one of the most major reset points in the game. I'm not going to be surprised if I die one or two times.
Follow me.
The Novistadors from earlier are going to be making an appearance. And there's one different... They got an upgrade on the way, and now they can fly. So that's going to be an issue for us. So these Novistadors can just fly immediately towards you and just grab you as soon as you spawn in the room. It's a pretty horrible room. This room is really bad. This is one of the rooms that like makes you hate running this game, honestly. Alright, they're being nice enough to let me pass, but moment of truth is coming up right here. I'm gonna see if we really can get past it. This is already kind of sketchy, because none of them landed. Alright. Alright, and we're good. Very, very nice. Okay, so I got very lucky, and they didn't touch me at all, which is the most preferable outcome. Okay. Usually, they mess you up quite a bit. Okay. So, we're going to be running quite a bit more of the TMP here, because we're going to need it for the upcoming room. Gonna be hoping I don't get staggered by these mortars coming up. This part right here is a little bit random. Alright, I'm very, very lucky today. Oh my god. I am very, very lucky today. This 4-1 is incredible so far, actually. I wish I had these type of 4-1s in my PB attempts. Okay. So we shot those two wooden planks. There's one more left over there. And we're just going to shoot them off the TMP. And we're just going to run back down. Hopefully, there's going to be these archers spawning. Hopefully, they don't hit me. First one is right here. Please don't hit me, sir. Alright. I am very lucky today. There's it's like a 50-50 if that guy hits you or not. Maybe less. Maybe like 60-40. I'm not sure exactly. Okay, those two guys didn't hit me. We're very lucky today, man. We are very, very lucky. Okay. We're going to reload with that TMP ammo we found. While we're waiting for that dynamite, we're going to shoot this crossbow guy. Shoot these two guys. And just run past them with the rocket launcher. Did get body blocked a little bit there, unfortunately, but it's okay. Alright, this room kind of sucks. Hopefully they'll be nice. Alright. I am a very lucky boy today. That room is also very bad. Okay. Okay. that's a little bit random what those enemies do. I usually shoot that guy on the right for safety, as do many other runners. We're gonna grab all the money those guys dropped, as well as the spinel. And we're gonna do a major change right here for our inventory. We're gonna pick up some more stuff.
Welcome.
And we're gonna be introduced to a new glitch here.
Got some. What are you selling? What are you buying?
I messed up. This is the striker shotgun, and it is by far the most important weapon in the entire run,
Back anytime.
because it allows us to do this glitch called Ditman, which you can see me doing right now. If you aim the striker shotgun before the laser pops out and switch to another weapon, you run at about 1.5 times Leon's normal running speed. So, as for speed running, as you can see, it's very, very useful. We use it at every possible moment that we can on Steam 60. We're just gonna be blazing through the game now. I made a mistake. I'm supposed to equip the rocket launcher. And this is the next boss, which is Verdugo. This is actually an optional boss. You can just get past him by just waiting out the 7-minute timer, but 7 minutes is too much for us. And we're just gonna go ahead and kill him with a rocket launcher. As you see, I skipped that first QT input by backing up at a precise moment. It's very hard to do. It's nearly frame perfect, but we were able to do it. That said, I'm not confident enough to do the second one. The second one is very, very difficult. Okay. We're gonna knock this can down. Shoot a rocket at him. The fact that he didn't get staggered is also very good there. It means I can run for a little bit more. Okay, and we killed him in one shot. If you actually shoot him, the rocket at him without freezing him, he won't die. If he's frozen, he takes about 3 times more damage, and he has about 30,000 health, I think. Maybe less, I'm not sure exactly. So if you freeze him and the rocket does 30,000 damage, then that'll instantly kill him. So that is why we had to do that. We can't just shoot it at him, unfortunately. Alright. We're coming up to the next hell split, as a lot of people like to call it, because the Novistadors make one final appearance here. So
What are you buying?
we're gonna go ahead and buy another rocket. As you can see, like, just look at how many rockets I'm buying. It's just so important to have rockets in this game. It just allows you to do so much more. So we're gonna go ahead and shoot this rocket at this boulder right here. Normally you have to do this whole sequence of like getting this dynamite to blow up this boulder, but with the rocket, you just point and click and you're done. We're gonna grab this nade and we're gonna go. Okay. I have enough heals that I can skip this first aid that's over there, but we do need that flash though. The flash is very important. Okay, so another out of bounds, or this is the first out of bounds, I should say, that we do on 60 FPS. So using Ditman glitch, there's normally supposed to be 2 El Gigantes you're supposed to fight here as your next boss. But using Ditman, if we go down I don't know what you would call it. If we go down that thing twice using Ditman, you go out of bounds here, and you can just skip the fight entirely. And there we go. Alright, this is the real boss of the split, though, the Novistadors. These guys are, this is their moment to go out in glory right here. So luckily they haven't touched us the whole run, which is insanely good RNG. But they like to be annoying here. So hopefully it'll be nice once again. We're gonna throw a grenade right here. That's gonna stun him enough. Hopefully, oh no, that's really bad RNG. Okay. Oh no. So this is what they usually do. This is how they usually behave, if you're wondering. They usually like to grab you like that and body block you, because they're very fat on 60 FPS, but we should be fine now. Okay. Alright, unfortunately I couldn't kill all of them with one striker shell, but that's alright. No. I did not mean to do that. As you can see, I'm just running with my camera turned to hopefully get past him, which I did. I did not mean to use that that green herb I was trying to pick up, actually. I wanted to pick it up just for safety, but that's okay. We should be fine still. Alright. So that is the end of the split. It's probably the worst split of the run so far, which is saying a lot, actually. This run is actually not bad at all so far. Alright. Probably not the fastest right there. I wanted the quick turn there. That's like a minor gripe, though. It's just some minor movement errors right there. Okay. So we're just gonna dip man past all these guys. That's another thing with dip man. You can just run past every enemy much easier if you have dip man, because you're running much faster. We're gonna pick up that money, and we're gonna go over here, turn this crank. Unfortunately, you can't turn the crank faster with dip man. Otherwise, that would be pretty amazing. Oh, hello. Always a pretty sketchy moment when you get to that guy. Okay. We equipped our grenade. We're going to use it here. The one we picked up before the Novicidors. We're going to blow up this door with it. Uh-oh. I might not have... No, we're good. Okay. I thought I messed it up, but I didn't. Alright. And we're just going to dip man past all these guys. Uh-oh. So I want to equip all my treasures here. I'm making a lot of mistakes, but that's okay. Usually you don't make those mistakes. We're going to equip that because the treasure actually sells for a lot more when you combine it all. Okay. Shoot these lights over here. Alright, that's actually a pretty tough room, but we did it pretty clean. Okay. So this is probably the most major out of bounds in the entire game. It's called minecart skip, and we did it right there. So we clipped through this minecart part right here, and we're out of bounds now. So normally you would have to ride that minecart and do this entire auto-scroller section, which just takes it takes forever. So this skip that was found like not even 2 years ago was just huge. This setup can only be done on Steam 60, but there was another setup found, I think about a year ago, which made it so you can do it on every version of the game. The setup is different, though. But that was just huge for RE4 speedrunning. The fact that we can just skip this entire part and just, yeah, just go straight to the end without having to go on that slow minecart. And as you saw, I switched to the grenade right after I did it. You have to go out of bounds using a TMP equipped, but you would switch to a grenade right after just to get the additional running speed buff. And we're running right over to the end. Okay. So yeah, normally this is like a lot of downtime. You're just holding W or up on your control stick if you're playing on a pad. And we're going to clip back into bounds right here. There we go. We're going to grab the treasure we need to end the chapter right there. And we're back to the start. And there we go. Alright, so something you're actually seeing me do a lot is I'm going into my inventory to put in every piece of treasure because it's faster than trying to go mash through some text boxes, plural. And while I'm doing it, a nice little optimization is just to equip the striker before we go into each room, just so we can dip man faster. So I'm going to shoot right there to aggro one enemy into a better position. And this room is pretty tough, actually. We're going to go ahead and shoot that guy. And give me a moment here. We're going to reload right here because we have some downtime. These two guys are going to jump over. We're going to jump back over here. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, okay. A little bit sketchy, but we're okay. They were body blocking each other. Okay. So coming up, this is probably the hardest QTE in the game. I had to just mash X, but due to it being on 60 FPS, this QTE is very, very hard. It's much harder than it was normally intended to be hard, or as it was normally envisioned to be. And also, yeah, I am being chased by a giant statue of one of the game's bosses. That is a thing. Alright, so we got past that. Alright. No shenanigans of the QTE. Gonna equip our striker right there. I didn't know if I died or not. I thought I might have screwed that up and died from that QTE, which can happen. So we're gonna just run past all these enemies right here. They're gonna drop down over here. We're gonna bait out a grab from this guy right here. Turn around. And I'm gonna be hoping the dynamite guy is nice, which he is. Alright, push these boxes out. Start up this elevator. Okay, this is another pretty difficult part. I have to fire some pretty precise shots from my striker right here. Oh, I did turn on my webcam by accident. Apologies for that. Alright, so as I was saying, we're gonna go ahead and aim at the specific spot right here to get rid of all these guys. And we just keep doing this over and over and over again. Uh-oh. I'm going to pause really quick just to make sure everything is off, because it is looking like a mess right now. My bad, you guys. My apologies to everybody. That usually should not be happening. Alright. We hopefully should be back. What is happening? I'm so sorry for like, I don't know why my game is doing this. Oh, it switched to another scene. That's what happened. Okay. That's what happened. My bad. I am so sorry for everybody. My OBS is being naughty right now. Alright. Okay. So we did it perfectly right here. I probably shouldn't have shot that guy. I usually just shoot him just to get him out of the way so he doesn't grab you before you're waiting for the elevator to finish. Okay. And also, for those wondering, if I go into the options menu, the in-game timer, which this game does have an in-game timer, is actually paused, so I didn't really lose any time there. I probably did lose it with, I'm still gonna move that. I probably did lose it, though, if the RTA timer were running here, but that's okay. That is perfectly fine. Alright, we're gonna buy a rocket launcher from our good friend here, which we're gonna use on the next boss, which is Salazar. So with 3 precise hits, we finish that up, and we Ditman to our rocket launcher, and we shoot him in the head. Okay. Alright, so unfortunately, we do have our Ditman canceled. Also, my OBS is being very weird again. Okay, that's fine. I'm so sorry, man. My OBS is acting up, like, completely. Alright. My preview is disabled, but I think it should be running. Yeah, I think that my stream should still be going. Up. Alright.
What are you buying?
Gonna buy another rocket launcher here. And there we go. Another thing I should mention is that, with the Ditman glitch, there's a lot of things that can cancel it, but, the main things that cancel it are taking damage, opening doors, healing, and, all QTE prompts cancel it, and climbing up slanted ladders. So, uh-oh. These, okay, so we're gonna go ahead and just run past all these guys. Normally you would have to move the other mirror first after turning this laser on, but because we're speedrunners, we know where to point the laser at, which is like right there. We're gonna spawn this JJ right here, who's the guy with the machine gun. And yeah, we're just gonna run past all these guys right here. And yeah, for those wondering, we did get another scenery change. We're at the island now, which is different from the castle. Now we have to deal with enemies who oftentimes have like machine guns and stuff. The enemies are also just in general tougher, but we should be okay. Alright. So we're done with that part. We're gonna shoot this rocket launcher guy here. We actually did find a strat recently to make it so we can run past that guy without stopping. But you do have to do like a little trick, and I've never practiced it, and I don't think it saves any time. It's just for style points. So I'm not gonna go ahead and do it because I care more about being consistent. All right, so some more downtime here. We're just gonna be running past all these guys right here. Coming up, we have Mr. Oven Man who wants to give us a hug. We're just gonna go ahead and run past him as well. Okay. We have another cutscene right here. It's gonna open our map. And there we go. We can also skip this shutter right here. Normally you're supposed to kill these 2 waves of enemies, but with it, man, we can just run past it. Very nice. I'm also taking a good look at my inventory right now. I think our inventory should be fine still. I think it should be. Alright. Alright. So this part right here, we're introduced to these new enemies called regenerators, which are like these things that make like the that really weird like gasping type voice. They're pretty scary casually, but in the speedrun, they're kind of dumb. You just run past all of them. Like casually, they're terrifying, but for us speedrunners, they're very slow and they're very stupid, which is a brilliant combination for us. So we don't have to worry about them too much. Alright, so I'm gonna like go ahead and insert all these key cards so we can get to the next area. I'm gonna bait out an attack from this guy, and on to the next section. We're gonna pick up a grenade right here. We're basically setting up our inventory for later. This is all for later. Okay, gonna run past these guys. Hello, please. This room is very sketchy. That room, not getting hit by the crossbow guy is actually pretty difficult. It requires some pretty precise movement and a little bit of luck. Okay. So it is a little bit slow to pick up this flash in the locker, but the majority of people opt to get it just because it's much safer to get it, and I'll explain why later. We're going to go ahead. Run past all these fellas, all these fine gentlemen right here. And we're going to have our rocket launcher equipped because we're going to be using it in just a moment. Okay. This is in a previous room. So we're gonna use a rocket to kill him just because it's faster. Alright, I'm gonna use a flash to get past all these guys right here. Pick up this additional flash right here. As you can see, the flash is probably the most overpowered weapon. It's by far the most overpowered grenade. And we're gonna run past all these gentlemen right here. Ashley did get grabbed there, which is kind of unfortunate. That's fine though. Because if we get here fast enough, she teleports back to us.
What is that thing?
Ashley with the instant transmission powers once again. And use our help to push this block. And this is why we pick up the additional flash. So if you have an additional flash, then you can just use it right here. You can just throw it, incapacitate this Iron Maiden right here. If you don't have one, then you actually need to bait out an attack from him, which is very scary. He likes to be quite the troll, so having the additional flash is pretty nice. We're going to use our last flash to stun these guys. And we're going to go into this room, and this is the Wrecking Ball room. And this actually uses a glitch, or we use a glitch here now on New Game Pro, where we get Ashley to crouch into a ball right there without telling her to wait. And if our hand is empty and we're holding down the aim button, then she actually stays in place without moving, which we're going to use to our advantage right here. I'm now going to let go of the aim button, and she's going to drop back down. And look, none of the enemies are aggroed, and we can just sit right here and just pull this switch in peace. So we're just going to go ahead and wait for this last cycle right here. Alright. Please don't hit her, sir. Okay, nice. And that's that room taken care of. Alright, get out and attack from that guy, lock him in. It actually doesn't do anything to lock that regenerator in. It does slow him down a tiny bit, but they know how to open doors. They're slow, but they're also they're dumb, but they're also kind of smart, I guess. And we're gonna bait out an attack from that guy, and we're gonna tell Ashley to crawl down and pull the switch for us. And she's gonna walk through the wall, as you're gonna see. Oh, I didn't get to do it. That's kind of unfortunate. I did mess up there. If you tell Ashley to follow you right after she presses the switch, she'll actually go through the wall. That's another secret power she has.
Leave it to me, Leon.
So, we're now at probably the biggest auto-scroller that we have to do in the run, which is a truck sequence. And we're basically just waiting here. We're gonna shoot a couple of enemies, but overall, this part's pretty much downtime until later. It's like a 5-minute sequence, I think. I never timed it properly, but I think it's around 5 to 7 minutes long. Okay. Oh, I'm actually gonna let these guys jump on because I actually need some money. So normally I would just shoot them before they get on, but I need some money pretty badly. All right, now I'm good. Yeah, we good now. Okay, sweet. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to hang out at the edge of this truck right here. There's a little optimization you can do right here. I'm going to back up, and if you're at the edge of the truck, they actually can't jump on. Most of them can't, at least. So we're just going to keep them at the edge right there. I'm going to shoot these two boys right here. Turn around. And all these guys are going to huddle up over here, and you're going to see why. They're going to transform into quite the monstrosity right here. They're going to transform into a truck. Okay. Shoot that 4 times. And if we did that correctly, there's only going to be one guy spawning here. Yep, there we go. And that makes this second part a little bit nicer. You have more shotgun ammo because it despawns a lot of enemies. Normally, there's like 5 or 6 enemies there, so it's kind of nice. So the truck is back. We need to shoot it 4 more times. And it's done for good now. At least. We think it's done now. Okay. So this is like the intermission, kind of, before you get to the second half of the truck auto-scroller sequence. I'm gonna drop down over here, at the edge right here. Quick turn. Climb up the ladder. And we're gonna run past all these enemies with some precise movement. Hopefully I won't get hit. Nice. I'm gonna play it safe here. There we go. Okay, sweet. Very, very nice. Okay. And we're gonna equip Striker again. Get rid of these guys. Alright. Alright, so this part of the truck sequence is actually a lot more scary than the first half, mostly because there's a lot more enemies. Your timing is a bit more strict, and also because the enemies here can spawn Plagas, which, if you're looking right here, like, you don't have much room to work with right here, so having a Plaga spawn is just a nightmare to deal with. So, hopefully, With some luck, we won't have to deal with any. So we're gonna shoot these guys who are waiting up top, because if you don't shoot them, they drop down on the truck, and they're quite the nuisance. So shoot them down before they can do that. And we're gonna shoot these guys. We're just gonna try to keep these guys off the truck for right now. All right. Hopefully, I kill more without spawning any Plagas. That's like the dream right there. And I'm gonna kill these guys while they drop down. Gonna reload right here. And we're just going to kill these guys as they drop on. Okay, we got one Plagas. That's kind of unfortunate. Alright, we're going to reload one more time just for safety. And this is our final moment with the truck. He's back for one more round of action. Oh, and he only takes 3 hits to kill this time. Okay, so because we picked up the money at the beginning of the truck sequence, we're going to be able to skip selling stuff at this merchant, which doesn't seem very big, but it actually saves around 10 seconds if you do that. It's something not a lot of runners know about.
Welcome.
It's why it's very important to be picking up money throughout the entire route. So now I can buy this rocket launcher very, very easily. And Ashley has been kidnapped once again, so we're on our lonesome again. Alright. And we have a bit of downtime here. We're gonna get the longest cutscene in the game that we're forced to watch, which is the knife fight cutscene. I guess the reason, like, I've been theory crafting why the devs made it so you cannot skip this cutscene. It's a pretty iconic cutscene. I'm guessing the reason why they didn't make it skippable is because it does constitute as a boss fight technically, because you're doing all these QTEs, as you're gonna see right here. I cannot skip it, so we're forced to watch a bit of a movie here. And this is a movie you have to watch no matter what category you're doing, like every time. Been a long time, comrade. Krauser.
I died in a crash 2 years ago. Is that what they told you?
You're the one who kidnapped Ashley. You catch on quick, as expected. After all, you and I both know where we come from. Like, I've done this fight like so many times that you just memorize the dialogue, and also where all the QTE prompts are, like right here. The sample Sadler developed, that's all. Leave Ashley out of this. Oh, I needed her to buy Sadler's trust in me. Like you, I'm American. Just for some, like, context on the lore of this game, this is, Krauser. He's, like, supposed to be, like, Leon's, old partner, friend. I'm not sure. And, he just shows up. This is, like, actually the first RE game he was ever in, so I find it almost, like, comedic, the fact that they, like, introduce him in this game as, like, this big twist, but, like, nobody, at the time this game came out, nobody knew who he was. He was just this random dude, for all we know, or all we knew. If it was an actual character from RE2, it would make sense, but, yeah, he's just some guy. At the time this game came out, he was just some guy.
Die, comrade.
He's kind of a meme now in the speedrunning community. That is the last QT we need to do.
Ada!
Well, if it isn't the bitch in the red dress.
This is the first time we see Ada in the game. Normally she pops out quite a lot throughout the entire game in several cutscenes.
You may be able to prolong your life.
This is the only time we ever see her in the run proper.
Death, is it?
You knew each other?
More or less. Maybe it's about time you told me the reason why you're here. Oh yeah, I'm sorry. What were you saying?
Some other time.
I'm just seeing how the run's going.
Oh yeah, it's going great so far. I've actually gotten a lot of really good RNG this run. I'm genuinely surprised. Besides, barring one split was a little bit hairy, but besides that, this run has been very, very, very good so far. And Here we have this more QTEs. This is like QTE the split pretty much. Okay.
Just let me know when you're close to like,
Oh yeah, for
couple
sure.
minutes out of.
We're about 15 minutes from time. I want to say 15, 20 minutes. Yeah.
Good luck with the rest of the run.
Thank you, thank you. I just realized we only have one more shotgun round. That's fine though. We don't really need the shotgun for much more of the run, really. So I might actually sell that at the next merchant just to clean up the inventory, which will be after this boss fight, which is U3. So gonna go ahead and do this real quick. Oh, he's gonna be a naughty boy and body block me there. It's fine man. He's being a very naughty boy. Okay. So this carriage right here is a lot more consistent. What we're gonna do is we're gonna shoot the light and then shoot him, and that'll cause him to jump up, and that will make this room a lot more consistent. Okay. Uh-oh. Alright. So, as you see, there's quite a lot going on here. I use that grenade to actually skip the sequence where you have to run around the entire carriage. It also works to shoot a rocket launcher, but for obvious reasons, we need the rocket launcher for this. So we use a grenade there to skip that door and press all those buttons in like the fastest possible way that we can. And we deal with him pretty fast. He's U3 usually isn't that much of an issue in the run. That first carriage was like a little bit annoying just because he body blocked me and then did a QTE. That's a little bit random, but that's fine. That is perfectly okay. Alright. So coming up, we have the final merchant of the run. I'm going to sell the TMP to him. Uh-oh. I got a pretty bad pattern here. That guy usually doesn't do that. Okay. Alright, so gonna go to our final merchant stop here. Get ourselves a Killer 7, which is a Magnum we really want. And also sell the crown.
What are you buying?
So we're gonna buy that. And do that. Alright. Alright, so coming up, we have what is my favorite boss in the entire game. It's the actual Krauser boss fight. There's a lot going on here. I'm gonna skip this cutscene. He's gonna throw a grenade at us. He can shoot a TMP or shoot a bow at you as well. And I'm gonna pick up this herb, get this Magnum ammo, and we're gonna get to the top of these steps right here to knife him. The knife, for some reason, does a lot of damage to Krauser. It's like the equivalent of like a Magnum hit on Krauser. So we are going to abuse that pretty hard, as you're going to see. I messed up. Yeah, so I was supposed to run to this pillar over here and he would immediately put the TMP down, but that's okay. That's fine. That is perfectly fine. Okay. Gonna shoot him in the head. And then shoot him in the body, and that ends that phase. And so as you can see right now, because of Ditman, that's unfortunate. So because of Ditman, I'm actually pushing the statue faster than is intended, and I'm clipping through it. But you actually don't push it any faster, I believe, or maybe you do. I'm not exactly sure, but I messed up there. It's possible to do that statue very, very fast, but I made a mistake. That's okay. That's okay. Okay. So we're getting to the final phase of Krauser right now. We're gonna run past all these machines over here. With Ditman, they're not too much of an issue. And gonna Ditman again. We're gonna climb up this ladder. This is right here is gonna be the final phase. We're gonna do this specific setup right here to lock Krauser into a corner, so we can just knife him repeatedly without him moving or barely moving, and that makes it so we can kill him without using like any ammo at all. It's very, very nice. Uh-oh. Okay. That wasn't too bad. Alright. So as you see there, that is a lot harder to do than it looks, actually. I would say this boss, along with Del Lago, is probably the hardest one in the entire run. Just because of that alone. That alone takes a lot of practice to get down. And we're going to use the 3 pieces right here to go on to the second to last chapter, which is 5-4. This is one of the most random parts of the run, just because there's so much going on. There's like enemies everywhere. So this, as you see, they're on turrets now, man. They've evolved quite a bit. And we're going to hope to not get hit, but we very well might get hit, as you see there. This part is kind of random. It's very, very random. I got hit again. That's okay, though. This part is also very loud, as you can tell. Very loud music. Just stuff going on everywhere. That's fine, though. Gonna go ahead and shoot this guy. Oh, I messed up. I did not memorize where my grenade was. That's okay, though. Alright. And we're going to use that grenade to clear these guys out over here. And we're going to run on to the next section. So this part right here is pretty RNG as well. So there's this helicopter going around. His name is Mike. Same name as me. And he will shoot either the left or the right side, and we want him to shoot the left side. The left side is a lot faster. So we're hoping that he's gonna be a homie, do the right thing. I went ahead and baited out a grab from that guy. We're gonna shoot these guys so they're not an issue anymore. Reload. And Mike is going to either help us or... Oh, he's shooting the right side. Good job, Mike. Good job. Everyone give a round of applause for Mike. Doing the right thing. Alright, so we're going to be able to get out pretty fast. So as you can see, when he shoots that side, he destroys everything there. Oh, I don't know why, but my controller, or my keyboard wasn't giving inputs. We're coming up now. Oh yeah, Mike died, by the way. I forgot to tell. When you finish that room, Mike gets shot by the same rocket launchers we've been using all run. So pour one out run. So pour one out for the boy, especially because he helped us. So when he shoots to the side, he destroys everything there and just makes it so we can drop down faster. And him shooting that side helped us out tremendously because that side he shot was closer to the door. It's a lot to explain, but yeah. Okay, we're gonna go run to the next room, and this is the last hard room in the run. Right here, there's gonna be a lot going on, but we're basically gonna be going to this door right here, and we're gonna spawn these enemies, and we're gonna shoot this enemy right here with the red beret, and we're gonna shoot that barrel, pick up this key card. Uh-oh, this is not looking good. So I have to play things by ear a little bit here because I messed up a little bit. Oh, please don't hit me. Oh, I'm a very lucky boy today. Bait out an attack from that guy. Alright, we got a shield boy here. Uh-oh. Oh no. Okay. Uh-oh. So, this is a little bit chaotic. As you can see, this is how easily things can go wrong very easily in this room. We're gonna run this side over here to avoid the crossbow guy, and there we go. Okay. A little bit messy, but we're good. That room is very, very random. That, along with the Novisadors and cabin, is like probably one of the most random parts of the entire run. I actually lost several very good runs to that room.
Wait, follow me.
Okay. And here we go. The final chapter. That's actually what it's called. So the final chapter doesn't actually have much going on. It's not too difficult, actually. We're just gonna go out here. We only have one boss left to kill, and he's kind of a pushover. So what we're gonna do, oh, we got a T-pose for good luck. And shoot these 2 eyeballs. Equip the rocket launcher. Shoot him in the eye. And that already alone is enough to get Ada to throw over the special rocket launcher, which you need to kill him. Or you don't need to kill him with it, but it makes things quite a bit simpler if you use it. And there we go. He's dead. Alright, so we're coming up now to the end. I don't even know if we're here for time, but I'll let him know. Okay. So I'll go ahead and give you guys what is probably the best glitch in the game. So we're actually going to make Ashley wait here. We're going to the jet ski to escape the island at last. And as you see, I have my striker out for some reason, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And there we go.
Hang on, sweetheart.
There you go. Your run is not legit if you don't do that run. Or that glitch, I mean, as many people will tell you. Okay. Alright. I don't know if we're here for time, but time is coming up. I don't even know if we're here. Okay, it's fine though. We have an in-game timer at least, it's okay. And that is time right there. Let me go ahead and notify the people. We go ahead and notify him there. Oh, I'll tab that so you guys might not even get a look at what the credits look like. There you go, though. We're gonna go ahead and skip that. Alright, that felt like a pretty good run besides 5-4 and 4-2, actually.
And again, is that you?
Finally, the line's jack free.
Hey, Hunnigan, no glasses.
Forget the glasses. What's the status of the mission?
I've rescued the subject. We're returning home.
I should say right now, by the way, thank you so much for Resort Fest for having this game and letting me run it. I very much appreciate it. But yeah, thank you. Thank you for. I implore everyone to go check it out and to go donate to the cause, which is going to help the Flint water crisis. It's a good cause. So yeah, if you can check that out, thank you. Thank you so much for having me. But yeah, that's RE4, New Game Professional. That's also a pretty good time. But yeah, thank you. Thank you again. Let me check. So much for having me. Yeah, that's RE4 New Game Professional. That's also a pretty good time. Yeah, thank you. I gotta go let him know.